welcome to Caesar's Snack Sandwich. Today I have a quick little video for you on IndexZoo. Now this project was shared to me from a friend, and he told me to take a look at it, so today I did take a look at it, and as always, whenever I do look at something, I feel obliged to share it no matter what. So today I'm going to explain to you what this project aims to do and kind of what it can do now. And it's kind of live and is kind of still in development and so forth, and let's get into it and kind of look around what's inside, and then I'll swing over to the docs and kind of explain things a little bit better. So they have these three tabs up here with different products underneath it. The first thing is what they call the ecosystem index. So the idea of these tokens is that they're going to basically select a bunch of tokens on each of these different blockchains and create a single token that represents the tokens of all of those. So like an ETF token or an index token, right? However, they plan to do balances a lot more often than they normally do, okay? So currently right now, they only have this, the Polygon live. If you go to near, you can see coming soon. There's a lot of coming soon in here, okay? So, you know, if you do decide to take a look at this, you're going to have to join the Discord and kind of follow along and figure out whether or not this project is super interesting to you and whether or not you want to dig deeper and kind of follow it and see how it develops and so forth. But they do have grants from all these different blockchains to kind of develop there. So I believe that they're going to develop them. It's not like this coming soon. It's going to be coming soon forever. So right now, as you can see, it's just doing WBTC and USDT on Polygon, and then there's a percentage of each. Now these percentages will change according to like the strategy that they have, and you can buy this the token, right? There's a single token that represents this position, this proportional position, and you can buy that token from the DEX, or you can mint it via the protocol. And they do mention that, you know, you should mint whenever possible. Just do your checking, right? So you come in here and see how much you would get if you did a DEX swap, and then how much you would get if you did a mint, and then obviously choose the one that's currently better, because if you do mint, then it's actually going to build more of these tokens and add more to these the assets you supply, like the Matic in this case, to buy these two tokens and create this index. Whereas if you DEX swap, you're looking at trading fees and stuff like that, as well as slippage and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so depending on how much you plan to do, you can consider that. So that's pretty much this ecosystem. Now, like I said, it just says BTC and USDT. Now, I assume it doesn't say completely in the docs that what's going to happen, but I assume that they plan to build this out as future comes. So the DAO will decide to add tokens to these indexes and expand them and so forth, and try to give you a better exposure to what they say here, the whole blockchain ecosystem. Okay. The next thing we have here are these leverage tokens. They have the bear and the bull. So if you're bullish on stuff, so if you go to the bear, you can see there's WETH, and there's this I believe this should be a B, like maybe it's a type of BTC bear. And then you have bull, which is WETH, and it might be because it's on Matic TC, which is like Matic Bitcoin or something. Anyhow, but when you go to the docs, you can see that they have these bear tokens and the bull tokens, and then they'll have 3x BTC, 3x ETH, the DeFi, which is kind of probably, again, coming soon. So I would assume that this would be a grouping of tokens based on the DAO's choices. And then they have like 5x and ETH 5x. So if we go back to here, we can see how they kind of are able to achieve these 3x's and the 5x's. They do it in different ways, okay? With the 3x, they basically use folding on Aave and Uniswap. So if you wanted to buy a bear, what you would do, what the protocol is going to do, is it's going to take your USDC or whatever you supply it, and it's going to use that to borrow the asset, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then it's going to sell it and then add to your position, add to your collateral, and fold it in a bunch of times. So supply, borrow Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin, supply, borrow Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin, and they're going to get you to 3.3x. Okay, now that's with the 3x. With the 5x, now they are going to do it with a flash loan, so it's not like they're going to actually fold that position, but they're going to use a flash loan to calculate that and do that, right? Now, with the 5x, they're going to use a layer 2 DEX, like a perpetual futures contract. So they have DYDX or perpetual protocols. They have these partners already, and they're kind of, it depends on the blockchain. Where are you? You know, if you're on Optimism, then you have to use perpetual, right? It depends on the blockchain, right? So this is kind of how they're doing it. Now, the benefits of using DYDX and the perpetual and these futures is that they say they can balance it much more often. Now, that's the kind of the key thing about these 3x's and these 5x's and so forth, is that they plan to maintain that leverage more accurately, like more closely. It's not going to rebalance once a day or once a month or once a week. It's every day, several times a day. So they're going to maintain that balance for you no matter the price fluctuations. So as you start gaining and losing, you can think of it like kind of like leveraged impermanent loss. So as the token starts going up in value and down in value, then your leverage is adjusted according to like the value of the tokens that you've put in and what you've borrowed out and stuff like that. So they're going to rebalance this, and maintain that 3x exposure or 5x exposure, respectively. Okay, so that's the leverage tokens here, the bull and the bear. And then we have these exotic tokens. They have the Sphere and the Smart Panda. So the Sphere is pretty interesting. Basically, the Sphere is a token that gives you gains based on the volatility of the tokens, of like of the general market. It doesn't completely say which token they're going to like give you the volatility on, but it just says like based on like market volatility. So I would assume they're just going to choose like a whole bunch of like specific tokens like BTC, ETH, or maybe Matic, or the native tokens of those blockchains, and then the volatility, as if if those tokens have high volatility, then it's going to gain a value in that. So as you can see, the market hasn't been super volatile lately, and the value of this token has been kind of going sideways, but it has had some volatility. So it's been going up slightly after it went down and so forth. So this is based on the volatility. They call this the fear volatility token. Oh, so it does say long Bitcoin and Ethereum volatility. Okay, so only Bitcoin and Ethereum in this case. Now, there is, again, DEX swap or mint. So try them both and see which one gets you the better deal. And then they have this Smart Panda. Now, the Smart Panda, if I try to click it, you can see it doesn't open quite yet. So I'll swing back over to the docs here, and I'll go down to future animals, and this one here. This is pretty much all it has to explain what is this a giant panda token and this thing. And the idea here is that it's going to be similar to like the leverage tokens, right? However, it's going to be a little bit more smart about it. Like, so sometimes it'll sit more in stables if the market is going, like, let's say you've chosen your panda to be long and the market's dumping on you. It's going to sit in stables until it starts to correct and go back up. Now, it doesn't really explain here how does it know when to re-enter and exit. I think that's something you're going to have to dig deeper in. There is quite a bit down here on the methodology and developer resources, and you could go through this and read it all very carefully. But I read through it once, and I wasn't able to get a super good understanding of how they're doing that. But that's, this is what we have here. So we have this giant panda who's supposed to be smarter than just, the passive, I want to be long ETH. So I want to be long ETH only when ETH is kind of going up. So that's kind of the idea of the Smart Panda. Now, the website here, the app doesn't, as you can see, it only has the 2. But here there's this talk about the Vulture. And the Vulture is kind of a token that makes money off of what they're saying, liquidations and stuff like this. So the Vulture is kind of eating off the corpses of other people, right? So this is supposed to make money off liquidation bots and liquidation rewards and stuff like that. Now, again, there's not a whole lot here to explain. You can pause the video and kind of read this, but this is interesting to me, but whether or not, I'm not saying you should go out and buy it, but I think this whole project is pretty interesting, and I kind of like the theme of like the animals and so forth, and you choose an animal to represent your position, and then you can kind of theme the token around these different kind of animals because of their characteristics and their personalities and so forth. Now, like I said, this was just a quick little video explaining what this project is. As always, come and read the docs, join the Discord, ask some questions, dig deeper, and figure out if this project is something that you're interested in knowing more about. And that's it for today. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and goodbye.